Good evening and welcome to a time in the middle of times. We are always in the middle of time. We're always between nows. And we take a second in community just to pause for one moment to remember that we can, to find a few moments, a few seconds special, just to remember that that's within our grasp and our power as well. And to offer one another some companionship, some signs of togetherness. I'm Glen Thomas. I'm joining you from the Cummins Room in First Universalist Church in Minneapolis, and I invite you to join me in that practice. If you want to say where you're from, where you're joining us from, say hello to the circle. It's not just me, of course, making this happen. I encourage you to use the chat to make that happen. As well, throughout these next couple of moments that we spend together, I invite you to use the chat as you wish to let folks in this circle know who you are, where you're at, what's going on in your life that you'd like to share. Choose something to place down for a moment, to let go of, to release. I promise it'll be there when you get back. Choose instead, with the space of that hand that you've just found, consider choosing community, choosing the company of one another, the people you can see, the people you can't. And together, let's just remember that we are stronger in each other's company to do good for love than any one of us is alone. That's cause for joy. I have brought with me from my altar last week, if you were with us, you remember this piece of fabric, and it's wrapping the book that will offer us some cause for chant. We saw some of your contributions last week about making sure that we had captions for these sorts of chants. I want you to know that that is on the way. And until then, I'm going to do my best to read out loud the text of the chants so that we have just more access points to understanding them. There is no complication to the way we do meditation or a moment of quiet here. There's nothing highfalutin. There's no experience necessary except for the experience, perhaps, of having paid attention to something really closely. For about 15 minutes, those things will be silence, quiet, the wind around us, the sound of music. And I invite you, as it is good, as it feels wise, to take in the gift of music as just that, a gift, a good gift. The gift of the text, the wisdom of our poet, the poet we journey with, Rumi. Take as much of that with you as you go along as you will. But let none of that weigh you down. There's no need to clear the mind, only to relax the expectations upon it. And in that ease, from a position of center and deepening, we might be able to hear more of the wave in the sound, more of the peace available in the melody. And we'll certainly hear the cutting edge of creation as you and I make melodies together. I invite you to hum along, whether you know the tunes or not, or the text or not. I invite you to make melody and harmony with me and receive it as a gift. Let's open the text and open our hearts as well. This cloth is with me because I find it beautiful, and it's a gift from a colleague, so it's a treasure. I wonder what surrounds you on purpose right now in these moments of quiet. What gives you comfort? What gives you grounding? What gives you ease? If you're ready, breathe with me. Let us see what Rumi offers us. Love means to reach for the sky, and with every breath to tear 100 veils. Love means to step away from the ego, to open the eyes of inner vision, and not to take this world so seriously. Congratulations, dear heart, you have joined the circle of lovers. Tell me in your own words, when did all this throbbing begin? I was absorbed in my work in the world, but I never lost my longing for home. One day, exhausted with no strength left, I was lifted suddenly by grace of love to describe this mystery. There are no words. Love means to reach for the sky, and with every breath, to tear 100 veils. Love means to step away from the ego, to open the eyes of inner vision, and not to take this world so seriously. Congratulations, dear heart, you have joined the circle of lovers. Tell me in your own words, when did all this throbbing begin? I was absorbed in my work in this world, but I never lost my longing for home. One day, exhausted with no strength left, I was lifted suddenly by the grace of love. To describe this mystery, there are no words. Perhaps you can hear the same poem that's coming to my mind. I can only hear the Robert Frost classic that begins with the man talking to the star. I think I remember it. It's the first poem, the second poem I ever knew by heart. And Rumi would have known the sentiment well. O star, it says, the fairest one in sight. O star, we grant your loftiness the right to some obscurity of cloud. It will not do to say of night, since dark is what brings out your light. Some mystery becomes the proud, but to be wholly taciturn in your reserve is not allowed. And then the man demands of the star, say something to us we can learn by heart, and when alone, repeat. But the star simply says, I burn. And steadfast as Keats' eremite, not even stooping from its sphere, it asks a little of us here. It asks of us a certain height. So when at times the mob is swayed to carry praise or blame too far, I don't think that can be said enough. So when at times the mob is swayed to carry praise or blame too far, we may choose something like a star to stay our minds on and be stayed. What's the star today? Stay with that story if you like. Journey on with me, if you will. Seek the wisdom that will unite your heart. Seek the wisdom that will untie the knot. Seek the path that demands your whole being. Leave that which is not, but appears to be. Seek that which is, but not apparent. Seek the wisdom that will untie your knot. Seek the path that demands your whole being. Leave that which is not, but appears to be. Seek that which is, but is not apparent. There's a proverb that comes to mind for this one. Proverb of Solomon, I believe from the Hebrew Bible, when he advises one of the best American holiday lessons I've ever heard, when he simply says, wisdom is the principal thing, so get wisdom. And in all you're getting, make sure to get understanding. If this is the lesson that resonates so deeply with you, I invite you to stay there for as long as you will. If yours is to join me in journeying on, away we go. We'll be patient. as everyone takes their time where they need to be. And we'll find one last piece of poetry and music. Those of you who feel no love, sleep on. Those of you who do not feel the sorrow of love, in whose heart passion has never risen, sleep on. Those who do not long for union, who are not constantly asking, where is he? Sleep on. Love's path is outside of all religious sects. If trickery and hypocrisy is on your way, sleep on. If you don't melt like copper in your quest for alchemical gold, sleep on. If like a drunkard you fall left and right, unaware the night has passed and it's time for prayer, sleep on. Fate has taken my sleep, but since it is not taken yours, young man, sleep on. We have fallen into love's hands since you are on your own. Sleep on. I am the one who is drunk on love, since you are drunk on food. Sleep on. I have given up my head and have nothing more to say, but you can wrap yourself in the robe of words and sleep on. Those of you who feel no love, sleep on. Those of you who feel no sorrow, the sorrow of love, in whose heart passion has never risen, sleep on. Those who do not long for union, who are not constantly asking, where is he? Sleep on. Love's path is outside of all religious sects. If trickery and hypocrisy is on your way, sleep on. If you don't melt like copper in your quest for the alchemical gold, sleep on. If like a drunkard you fall left and right, unaware the night has passed and it's time for prayer, sleep on. Fate has taken my sleep, but since it has not taken yours, young man, sleep on. We have fallen into love's hands. Since you are in your own, sleep on. I'm the one who is drunk on love. Since you're drunk on food, sleep on. I have given up my head and have nothing more to say. But you can wrap yourself in the robe of words and sleep on. We've made a little quiet space now, a quiet space of each other's company. And in these few last moments, I invite one of the closing voices to be your own. Speak from your heart right where you are. Speak into your fingers, into the chat. That which you would have us hold along with you. Think about this like kind of joys and sorrows, except all the options of emotion and life are available. Your whole story is available here, as much as you'd like to type, as much as you'd like to share in the silence of your heart. And if you're typing, if you're sharing, I thank you for that trust in the circle. And when you're not typing, when you're not sharing, I invite you to read along with me what you see. Remember that they represent lives who are connected to ours. Let that give you strength and offer a gift of strength from wherever you may have it. And together, we make the circle stronger to hold everybody up. There's a newborn in our midst and in our prayers. Congratulations to you, your family, and all the world for the birth of another reason for hope. Bye, bye, bye. If liking the sound of one's voice is from an infant, is not reason enough to sing for the rest of your life, I don't know what is. Thank you for that. Oh, I'm glad for the frayed edges of spirit feeling drawn together. I'm grateful that love is a theme that we're hearing, that we're feeling surrounded by love. Thank you for sharing. Fear and hope and appreciating this community. All three of them, in good measure, are all over the place. Thank you for naming all three of those, holding the hearts of many courageous youth I witness each day. My goodness, yes. You remind me on Saturday that I spent Saturday in the Chicago area with 600 young people, young folks in high school, the best singers in their district, and they all sang together all day in masks and all. By the end, they were exhausted and so incredibly joyous, and it reminded me to renew some of my weaker muscles, the ones that had grown tired over the last weeks, reminded me of my own voice, reminded me to shuffle off some jade, I feel like, for my spirit. Soul mending, sewing on all levels at once, yes. Since I've mended with you, thanks. For soul mending, yes. In the ways that we are connected now, in the ways that we were connected before, may they be strengthened, and may they give strength to each of our lives. As the ancestors give us words on springboard, we leap into the next moment with hope and expectancy and joy and good company, and hopefully a prayer for peace, even when we are unsure. We hold each other through fear with anxiety. We notice the deep and meaningful parts of all of those emotions, and we live into the center of them together and while we are apart. Friends, wherever we go, remember there is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. So let's keep on until we find it. There is more love somewhere. Go in peace, my friends. Amen. Ashe. Peace to you. Blessed be.